వెల్కమ్ బ్యాక్ టు శ్రీకర్ ట్యూషన్స్. శ్రీకర్ ట్యూషన్స్ యూట్యూబ్ ఛానల్స్లో వీడియోలు పెట్టక చాలా రోజులైంది. బట్ ఇప్పుడు ఎగ్జామినేషన్ టైమ్స్ కాబట్టి ఇప్పుడు రెగ్యులర్గా ఎవ్రీడే ఇంటర్మీడియట్ పోర్షన్స్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తాను. ఒకరోజు ఫస్ట్ ఇయర్, ఒకరోజు సెకండ్ ఇయర్. నిన్న మనం ఫస్ట్ ఇయర్ ఫిజిక్స్ నేర్చుకున్నాము, ఈరోజు సెకండ్ ఇయర్. సెకండ్ ఇయర్లో కూడా సేమ్ యాజ్ యూజువల్. మనకు ఫిజిక్స్కి వచ్చేసి 60 మార్క్స్ ఉంటాయి. 60 మార్క్స్లో ఆల్రెడీ మీరు ఫస్ట్ ఇయర్ రాశారు కాబట్టి అదే సేమ్ ప్యాటర్న్. 3 లాంగ్ క్వశ్చన్స్, 10 షార్ట్ ఆన్సర్స్, 4 వెరీ షార్ట్ ఆన్సర్స్, షార్ట్ ఆన్సర్స్, వెరీ షార్ట్ ఆన్సర్స్. ఫస్ట్ మనం లాంగ్ క్వశ్చన్స్ మీద కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ చేద్దాం. లాంగ్ క్వశ్చన్స్ వచ్చేసి 3 లాంగ్ క్వశ్చన్స్ వస్తాయి. ఓకే, ఈచ్ 8 మార్క్స్. అది 3 లెసన్స్ నుండి వస్తాయి. ఆ 3 లెసన్స్ నేర్చుకుంటే అట్లీస్ట్ 2 లాంగ్ క్వశ్చన్స్ పర్ఫెక్ట్గా మనం అటెంప్ట్ చేయొచ్చు. ఓకే, ఆ లాంగ్ క్వశ్చన్స్ వచ్చే లెసన్స్ ఏంటంటే, ఫస్ట్ వచ్చేసి వేవ్స్, సెకండ్ వచ్చేసి కరెంట్ ఎలక్ట్రిసిటీ, థర్డ్ వచ్చేసి న్యూక్లియర్. ఈ 3 లెసన్స్ నుండి లాంగ్ క్వశ్చన్స్ పక్కా వస్తాయి. ఇందులో 2 లెసన్స్ నేర్చుకున్నా చాలు. కాకపోతే పర్ఫెక్ట్గా నేర్చుకోవాలి వితౌట్ ఎనీ సింగిల్ మిస్టేక్. యూ హ్యావ్ టు రైట్. చిన్న సింగిల్ మిస్టేక్ కూడా లేకుండా పర్ఫెక్ట్గా రాయగలిగితే 2 లెసన్స్ సరిపోతాయి. లేదు అంటే 3 నేర్చుకోండి. ఓకేనా? నా లెట్స్ సీ. నేను ఈరోజు మీకు న్యూక్లియర్, వి విల్ స్టార్ట్ విత్ దట్ లాస్ట్ లెసన్ న్యూక్లియర్. ఫ్రమ్ దిస్ compulsory we will get one long question. In that very 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 important long question is nuclear reactor. Nuclear reactor. Let us see about what is the nuclear reactor. We hear the question is, explain the principle and working of a nuclear reactor with the help of labeled diagram. Ido with the diagram emundadi indulo simple diagram. You can draw that easily. Okay, now let us see the principle, the working principle of nuclear reactor. What is the working principle of nuclear reactor? A nuclear reactor works on the principle of achieving controlled chain reaction in natural uranium-238 enriched with 235, consequently generating large amount of heat. First of all, a nuclear reactor works in the principle of achieving controlled chain reaction. What is the meaning of chain reaction? For example, what is the meaning of chain reaction means, for example, uranium-92-235. This is an atom. Okay, uranium-92-235. This is a atom. Okay, when a neutron hits this atom, single neutron. Okay, here we are taking some uranium-92-235 product. Okay, when one neutron hits this uranium-92, what is happening here? These uranium-92 will break as a 2 parts. Sorry, this uranium-92 will break a 2 parts. Simultaneously, it's release 3 neutrons also. Okay, these 3 neutrons again, react with 3 uranium. Again these also released 3 neutrons. Like that continuously the chain reaction will happen. Okay, continuously. Again these single neutron will release 3 neutrons. This single neutron release 3 neutrons. This one also simultaneously, like this, neutrons will released, and some lot of heat energy also released by this action. When we use that heat energy, that released heat energy, and when we control these releasing of neutrons, we can produce electricity. How that electricity will produce? By the action of this is called chain reaction. See here, this is a chain. First single uranium atom, Okay, so when we take some uranium, it has lot of atoms. Okay, so here I am telling about single atom molecule. Okay, so when neutron hits the single atom molecule, okay, so three neutrons will release. Again, these three neutrons will hit three uraniums. These single uraniums also release three neutrons. This is called a chain reaction. This is, see here, it seems like a chain. Okay, linked chain. So this is called a chain reaction. In the chain reaction, we have to control these producing of neutrons and the released heat energy. When we utilize that released heat energy to produce electricity, so by this all thing happen by using of nuclear reactor. Okay, now let us see here how the nuclear reactor will work, and what is the, just now we discussed about principle and how it will work. Let us see. Okay, first of all, whenever nuclear reactor will work, it has some, it consists some what is that, first one fuel, second one control rods, third one moderator, fourth one radiation shield, radiation shielding, fifth one coolant. Fuel, control rods, moderator, radiation shield, coolant. Okay, so these are the equipments in the nuclear reactor. Okay, so you have the nuclear diagram in your textbook. You just practice that very simple diagram. So some box is there, some rods are there, fuel rods. Okay, so some coolant is there, so you just practice the diagram. Now let us see. First, fuel. As we know, what is the meaning of fuel? For example, take any body. If it works, if it need to work, compulsory it need fuel. Okay, which is giving energy. That is called, which is burning and simultaneously giving energy, that is called fuel. For example, as we know, for vehicles, what is the fuel? Petrol or diesel. For us, what is the fuel? Food. Okay, in the same way here also, in the nuclear reactor, fuel fuel is nothing but, here, okay, we can take fuel is uranium 92-238. This is a fuel. So without uranium, so the neutron will not do any work. Just now I explained to you, when neutron hits the uranium, then only this reaction will happen. Okay, so that's why here uranium 92-238 is a fuel. Okay, so this fuel, we can take this fuel and what is that? By using this fuel, the action will start. Next, control rods. Control rods means, so when the when the neutrons are released, so we have to control that releasing of neutron. Just now I explained you in the chain reaction. So we have to control that what is that? Neutrons releasing. See here, observe my words. Control rod's duty is to control releasing neutrons. Okay, so for that we are taking, what is that? Cadmium and boron rods we are using as a control rods. Cadmium and boron rods. we are using cadmium and boron rods as a control rods. Next, moderate. Moderate in the sense, so this is the definition also very important. What is the meaning of moderate means? The substance which is slowing the speed of neutrons, that substance is called moderate. Once again I am repeating you. The substance which is slowing the speed of neutrons. See, observe the difference between control rods and moderate. Control rod is controlling, releasing the neutrons. Neutrons release avakunda control చేస్తుంది. Okay. Next, moderate is speed down చేస్తుంది. Okay. Slowing the speed of neutrons. Understand? So these two are different. ఒకటేమో స్పీడ్ స్లో చేస్తుంది, అదర్ వన్ ఇస్ ఆ రిలీజ్ అయ్యే న్యూట్రాన్స్, త్రీ న్యూట్రాన్స్ రిలీజ్ అవుతున్నాయిగా. సో ద త్రీ న్యూట్రాన్స్ విల్ కంట్రోల్ by using of this control rods. Okay, so here as a moderate we are taking what is that, graphite and heavy water. Heavy water means graphite and heavy water means hydrogen peroxide water, deuterium solution. Okay, this is moderate. And radiation shield, these, what is that, when the neutrons are released simultaneously, some heat energy also releasing there. So these fission in the sense, yeah, I told you when I explained to you about chain reaction, one uranium, when the neutron hits to one uranium molecule, the uranium molecule will break as a two parts. That one big molecule divide as a two small molecules. That phenomenon is called nuclear fission. Okay, so by the nuclear fission, the three neutrons are released. When we control the three neutrons and when we slow down, though some heat energy released. Okay, so to control that heat energy, we have to arrange radiation shield to the to control the gamma rays. So this radiation shield we can use as a steel and lead sheets. Steel and lead. Steel and lead sheets. Okay. After that, coolant. Coolant means, so in the process, as we discussed in the process, some heat energy also released. That heat energy is cooled by some coolants. We are taking coolants like water tank or whatever it is. Okay, so when we cooled that, when we made a cool to that heat energy, when we transfer that heat energy, it made to rotate turbines. When the turbines rotated, as we know, electricity will generate. Like this, electricity generated in the using of nuclear reactor. Okay, so once again I am telling to you, nuclear reactor consists 5 parts. First is fuel, and second one control rod, moderate, radiation shield, coolant. Fuel means we are taking uranium-92-238. Okay, by using these fuels, when neutrons hit this fuel, so the process will start. So as we know, when the neutron hit will this process, so the neutrons will generated fastly. So we have to control that generation of the production of neutrons. We have to control that. About that, here we are using control rods. That control rods is nothing but we are taking cadmium and boron. Okay, though it has some speed, the neutrons, when we control the neutrons production, though the neutrons has lot of speed, we have to control the speed. So about that, the controlling speed, the substance which is controlling the speed of neutrons, that substance are called moderate. Here we are taking moderate as graphite and heavy water. Okay, now after controlling that, so the process will happen, and simultaneously some heat energy also released. So that is the process is nuclear fission. So here some radiation, some gamma rays are released to sustain that gamma rays radiation, we have to arrange some radiation shield. That radiation shields we have taken as a steel shield or lead shield. Okay. After releasing the heat energy, when we control that heat energy, when we transfer that heat energy on turbine, the heat energy made to rotate the turbines by the process, electricity will generate. Okay. So this is working principle, working of nuclear reactor and working principle also. Hope children you understand this. If you understand my explanation, please like, share, subscribe our Srikar Tuition YouTube channel. Listen the explanation carefully. After that, just open your books and read the matter thoroughly. Practice the diagram. Then you will get this answer clear. Okay, without any mistake, you can write in the examination. Okay, bye. Hope you understand.